Good morning, everyone. So today our subject is change, and I was going to say how lucky we are to have 4 seasons living in Nevada. However, it was spring all last week, and now it's winter again. I always know when spring is coming because I have a group of woodpeckers that come to the side of my house, and I have a big window in my bedroom. It's a Coke glass window, and they love to peck on it constantly, all day and all night. So at first, I think I'm going to get some insulation, and I'm going to put up some plywood so they can't get to the windows. Because I love birds and I love animals and everybody's pets, I have now decided that maybe I could take out one of the squares of the glass and they could fly in and be part of our family. So, but they came right on time. However, this morning with the snow, they did not come. So we welcome you this morning to the Unitarian Universal Fellowship of Northern Nevada, where it is our mission to grow together in love, faith, justice, and joy. My name is Linda O'Neill, and my pronouns are she and her. I am honored to serve as your worship associate today. We are meeting on the ancestral lands of the Paiute, Shoshone, and Washoe tribes, which is dear to my heart because my oldest son is Shoshone Indian. Be mindful of our profound debt to our brothers and sisters. We welcome you, and we are glad you are here. Whether here in the sanctuary or on Zoom. Hello, Zoom. Those on Zoom will remain muted during the service, but you can put comments in the chat box. And for those of you who are here, you can join us in the gathering room for refreshments and great conversation after the service today. Now, please take a few moments to greet one another, and you can greet one another not only on your side, but you can cross across. And we ask all to respect wishes of each other's to remain and respect other people's boundaries. And we welcome each other. I will start the singing bowl to end our friendly hellos for those around us. If you are on Zoom, we can have you do one another to say hello, make a sign, or greet each other. So go ahead and greet each other this morning. So we have some announcements today. I will start with two of them. Don't forget to go and write your memories for our 65th anniversary at the tables over here. And then I have one that we have 258,230 pledges with 97 pledges. We are about $100,000 behind our goal, and the shortfall will impact our budget for next year. And that is from Nancy. And then Lily has an announcement.
I just wanted to remind those of you that might not have not remember it or maybe didn't read it in the e-announce that this Wednesday from 6:30 to 8, the anti-racist culture group here is offering everybody in the fellowship, or even people outside of it, if you have friends that might be interested, to join us for an hour-and-a-half session with a young woman named Alicia Barber. I understand some of you people that have been here a long time knew her parents. She is going to be talking to us about racism in Northern Nevada. She has a PhD, she's phenomenally brilliant, and this is her area of expertise, especially about housing and wealth development discrepancies and where they come from in terms of our laws, et cetera. It should be fascinating. It's going to be interactive. So if you want the Zoom link, contact me or Mary Lee, and we'll get you on the list. Okay.
Hi, that's a good segue about housing in Northern Nevada. The vote is definitely coming up to make homelessness illegal this Tuesday, and anybody who can come, I have little reminders with addresses where they are. It's at the county commissioner office in the big gathering room there, and we want anybody that's coming to please be there at 9:30, so we can. Some of us are speaking, and they just passed it 4 days ago in Florida, so it's very terrible. So I have a lot of friends who are homeless, and I don't want to see them in jail.
Lest any of you think that you do not know how to celebrate Easter, I want you to be here next Sunday, because we're going to celebrate Easter in a UU way. I'm the head of the membership, well, some like to call it the membership ministry, but it's the membership team to me. And we're going to feed you, and tables are going to be set up out here, and we're going to do a UU Easter. So please come. You don't have to bring anything. We're handling everything. Thanks.
Good morning, I'm Jackie, and I'm the president of the board here. I just wanted to, well, first I want to say, isn't it great to be here today? Yeah. Woohoo! So glad to be here. There are 9 members on the Board of Trustees, and I know there are questions swirling around in your brains, in your minds, and maybe you're asking questions about what the heck is going on. Well, I want you to know the board is working on it. We have been working on it. We continue to work on it. We have a meeting this Thursday. We will be as transparent as we can be, but we also are staying in right relations and following the covenant that we have with each and every one of you and with the board. So if you have questions, please ask, and we'll do our best to answer them. And if you can attend the monthly board listening sessions, please do that. We had a great turnout last time. It was standing room only in Emerson over there. It was really nice. And same thing on Zoom. We usually do both at the same time. So any questions, let us know. Thank you. Oh, and thanks, Billy Lee. I want to introduce our Director of Faith Exploration, DFE, as opposed to what used to be DRE. I'm getting it down. Nathan Bakken is going to talk to us next.
Good morning. Like Jackie said, my name is Nathan Bakken. My pronouns are they, them. I am the Director of Faith Exploration here at UUFNN. And I have two announcements. The first is this Friday, the 29th, we are in community partnership with some Indigenous leaders from the Paiute tribe, and they are organizing the Red Dress Powwow. It's a social powwow to raise awareness for murdered and missing Indigenous relatives. This is our second year being in community partnership with them. It is open to the public. It is open to everyone. The doors open at 6:30. The events start at 7 p.m. If you have never been to a powwow, this is a great opportunity to show up for our Indigenous siblings, to live into our values. If you have been to a powwow, you know that you're going to get some good food. There's going to be some amazing vendors, some amazing dancers, some amazing singing. It's a great opportunity to show up for the stewards of the land that we are on. So that, once again, there's a flyer outside in the gathering room with a QR code that will give you more information, but events start at 7 p.m. and it's at the Boys and Girls Club of Truckee Meadows, which is on Foster Drive. Thank you. And then my next announcement, which is really exciting, I have the privilege of introducing to all of you our new music director. So I want to invite Dr. Dominique Christian Dale Sorrenti Gonzalez to come up here and receive a warm welcome. And it is awkward for people to humble brag, so I'm going to do it for him. He is a multi-award-winning pianist, professional choral conductor, and music scholar. Hailing from Manila in the Philippines, Dominique is currently the artistic director of the Reno World Singers and the Nevada Gay Men's Chorus. He earned his terminal degree of Doctor of Musical Arts from UNR in 2023 under the tutelage of Dr. James Wynn and Dr. Paul Torkelson. And he happily lives with his husband Connor and their two dogs, Klaus and Fanny. And to welcome him to our community, I have the gift of both of our hymnals because I feel like he's going to be using them.
Exciting news. Wow. So my name is Xiomara Rodriguez. My pronouns are her, she, and ella. And today's call to worship is by Susan Davidson Archer. The earth is warming, not today, but the earth is warming. The bird song increase. The sweeter breeze brushes our cheeks, and the earth holds hope in the seeds and buds. Come, let us gather this morning with joyful noise, with warm hearts, with hopeful spirits, for we are one with renewal of the earth and blessedly held in love for one another. Now, I'm hoping that Linda will help me light the chalice, and something's wrong with the mic. And the chalice words are from Gary Powiski: with faith to face our challenges, with love that casts our fears, with hope, the truth tomorrow. We accept this day as a gift it is, a reason for rejoicing.
So there was one other announcement from Jane, the Posse. To stop by the table for posses, they have kits that you can make spaghetti and kits to bake cookies and desserts. his opening hymn. That's okay. That's okay. Are you sure you're not- Okay. So now we're going to do Story for All Ages, and I put a book on spring, of course, because it's spring, even though we don't know it today. And it's a great story because all of us can think about when we plant the seeds and we wait and we wait and we wait. And so it's a story about a little boy. At the end of the story, there's a funny little part. He said, "Don't stomp on my seeds," meaning humans. And then at the end of the story, you'll see who's really stomping on the. So first you have brown, all around you have brown. And then there are seeds. And a wish for rain, and then it rains. And it is still brown, but a hopeful, very possible sort of brown. And maybe a little bit of green if you look through a magnifying glass. And it's brown, sort of brown. Then it has been a week. And you worry about those little seeds. Or maybe it was the bears and all that stomping, because bears can't read signs that say things like, "And humans, please do not stomp here." There are seeds, and they are trying. And then it is one more week. And the brown, still brown, has a greenish hum to it, but it's still only brown. And you can only see or only hear if you put your ear to the ground and then close your eyes. And then it is one more week. And a sunny day, that sunny day that happens right after that rainy day. And you walk outside to check on all that brown. But the brown isn't around, and now you have green. All around you have green. So he's worried about the humans and the bears stomping on the ground, but already the bunny's digging up the carrots. The dog is digging up a bone, and there's a turtle and mice and birds that are on their way to see the seeds.
Wow, the flame is really tough and it's really big. Okay, let's keep an eye on it. It means that we have a lot of energy here today, right? Okay, let me center myself just a little bit. I have a couple of joys and sorrows that I'd like to read. Meryl and Kathy. Stephanie, condolence to the family of Stephanie. She passed away yesterday. May her memory be a blessing to all of us. Penny, friends in Florida is in the hospital. A friend in Reno is caring for her mother, who recently had a stroke. Her daughter was laid off and is struggling to get support. So let's have those people in our minds and anything else and everyone else. And today's words. For the setting sun from an airplane window, the rising sun from a train window after riding all night, for the rising sun and setting sun in directions that feel foreign, for the sunlight even when we're lost, for the time the heart has long been alone, for the times the heart has ached for others, for living in fear, for living in hope, for the way home and the way away, for the windows and the suns we have seen, for the windows and the sun we will see, for the memory and the forgetting, and for the change that is our life. Let's take a few seconds to meditate, and I'll come back for our closing words. Some time ago, we used to do something that I really loved, and I hope we could do it today. How about if we put a hand on our heart and extend one out and tell everybody out there that we are with them, we share with them, and our call is to keep love at the center of our lives by acting compassionately towards ourselves and others. Our call is to consider our actions with a forgiving spirit, even and especially those we cannot seem to shake or to forget. This is hard work. We cannot undo a lifetime worth of messages in a few days, but we can begin with forgiving ourselves. We can take that and deep breath and remind ourselves that we are beloved one day at a time. We are all beloved. You know, I have such a hard time grounding myself. I am one of those people that I cannot sit still for more than a second. But it's time for my reflection. Have you ever started doing something and then halfway through the project you decided the way you were going is not the way you want to go? Well, that happened to me. I started the homily for today, and then halfway through it, I decided that what I was trying to say was not going to work. So I started all over. Here we go. We open our service with one of my favorite songs, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. And one of the stanzas says, don't be afraid of some change. Change is a big word that means so much and weighs so much. As I was just about to start writing the homily, I went to the dictionary and I looked the word change up, see what it meant. There were so many definitions of the word, and I found the following the most interesting one: to become different, to undergo transformation, transition, and substitution, Example, this should have been good yesterday, but not today. Example, winter to spring, right? That was good yesterday when I was writing, not today. And it's so true, right now we see Mother Nature telling us about change. Nature is changing in whichever way it is today. Change is something inevitable. Things change constantly. We might not want the change, but it's there. For Pete's sake, we change the time. We go forward in the spring and back in the fall. It changes all our lives, our routines. I know change is hard for all of us. Some of us handle change a bit easier than others, but that doesn't mean that it's still not hard. I know that this fellowship has faced many changes in the past few years. I know that those changes have been hard to all of us. It seems at times that we're upside down, inside out, and even not knowing where we're going or how we're going to get to a better place. I wish I had the recipe to make things better for all y'all, but I really don't. I'm here with you, facing the changes and wondering also. But I know we are stronger because we have each other. No matter what, at the end of the road, things will get better. As we look at change, let me remind you all that today is Palm Sunday. To those of you that celebrated Palm Sunday way back, I remember going to church and getting the palm. That was something we did with our families, just as a routine, something familiar. But we never thought that Palm Sunday was one of history's and religion's biggest change. That particular day opened a change of events in history and religion forever. A man called Jesus entered the city with people waving palms and welcoming him. He was ushering a change that will affect our lives of so many. And on that day, a new movement was created, a new way, a new beginning. To tell you the truth, I am not a religious scholar. So, as much as I would like to dwell into the meaning of Palm Sunday, I'm going to leave things the way they are, and maybe sometime in the future we could have a conversation about it. Not today. Moving on. I don't know about you guys, but I do associate things that happen in my life to things that sometimes make no sense. So let me explain what I want to say. For me, change has been constantly present in my life. Well, not so much in the last few years. I have been living in Reno since 1997. It has been the most stable that my life has been in a long, long time. Well, that's not truly true. When we got here to Reno, it was my husband, my oldest daughter, and I, and a grandson. Then came a major change. We added a granddaughter. As of today, our family is made of my husband, 2 daughters, 2 grandkids, and 4 great-grandkids. Yeah, that's a little bit of a change. But, like I said before, change has been part of my life as long as time. And most of the time, I have associated change in my life with a car I was driving at the time. I know this sounds strange, but that was the best way I could do it. The first time I associated a car with a big change was when I was 18. I got my first car, an Opel Kadett, stick shift, light blue. He was beautiful, reliable, easy to handle. I loved that car, and I enjoyed my life at the time. To be truthful, there had been a lot of changes in my life before this, but this was the start of a new life for me. I thought I had conquered the world. I was 18. I was going to the university. I had a car. What else could I want in life? Life is good. But that feeling did not last long. My life changed drastically by the time I turned 23. I was a single parent. I lost my scholarships. I was kicked out of Army ROTC, and I had lost my car. Talk about change. That was a change at its max. The only great thing about all this was the fact that I had a small studio apartment with my daughter in El Condado, in San Juan, just by the beach. It was at this time that a friend of mine convinced me that I needed a bigger car. Something I really didn't need. My work was just a few blocks away. My daughter's daycare was also a few blocks away. But I had just applied to get a better job at a college in the public relations office, and the job was far away where I was living, so I definitely needed a car. And the car I got was a Chevrolet Nova. I should have known better. In Spanish, Nova means does not go. And that was what happened. The car spent most of the time at the mechanic. I was always late for my job because of car problems, and my great job, within 6 months, was gone. Talk about change. Here I was, a single parent with no job, no car, and no prospect. I had moved from my great apartment at the beach to a small apartment that was closer to my dream job just a few days before I got fired. At least my landlady understood what was going on and offered to take care of my daughter as I looked for a job. Big change. From 1974 to 1976, I went through more jobs I could count, one of them fixing IBM typewriters. You might remember those things we used before computers? Yes, the one with the little ball. I went through as many cars. Things just did not seem to work for me. And once again, a friend of mine told me about a VW camper van for sale. It was just $100. And I thought, what can I lose? And I got it. Herbie. He was white, a white VW van that had been converted into a camper van. He was great, and to my surprise, it was the best thing that happened to me. Shortly after, I found myself in March 17, 1976, joining the U.S. Coast Guard. So Herbie and I moved to the United States, mainland, and we had a lot of adventures. Herbie was a great car. He never left me stranded like the Nova. He was dependable, and for sometimes there in my life was something stable. But things don't always stay the same, don't they? By 1981, I had orders to California, and I had acquired a new car not too long before, Roberto. He was a dark blue stick shift Pinto, 1977. Roberto was great. Roberto was the biggest change in my life. Roberto made sure I got to California. Roberto was there when I found the love of my life, one of the greatest change of my life. I found love, and I added to my family another daughter and a man that will be with me forever. More changes. And between Roberto and MB, there were more cars and so many changes that it will take so long to talk about them all. The highlight of those changes was that my family and I moved to Reno. We found a community here where we felt we belonged. We added to our family, and I tried something I had never thought I would do. I ran for office, and I lost the 2012 Democratic primary elections for Congress to a person that was a Tea Party person that had just changed Democrat. The loss marked a big change in my life. It was then that I was broken, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And that was when I found this church. Finding you guys was one of the biggest and most important changes of my life. Here, with you guys, I found acceptance. I found understanding. I didn't find criticism. Finding this church was a welcoming change. I know that by now a lot of you are wondering where I'm going with all of this. I know that. And the answer is very easy. We all could look at things happening at this church right now and be like the Nova. Just don't go. Don't move. Stay in place, in the same place. Or we could be like the VW van and try to move forward to new beginnings, to new experiences. Maybe we can be the 1977 Pinto and go for new adventures and see something new, like Roberto that brought me safe to the West Coast. We could be Roberto or Herbie. Let's not be Nova. I know that these new changes will be trying, but we can do this if we have faith. If we hold to each other and support each other, and this church that has been so supportive of us, we, together with our faith in us, we can do anything and everything we want. I would like to remind you guys of something that was really scary, that I think we never did, and that was when we became a sanctuary church. Do you guys remember those debates, those votes, the uncertainty? And we did it, and we became better at the other end, not just like people, but like a church. At that time, we were Roberto, sturdy, strong, dependable. Remember what the song at the beginning said? Don't be afraid of some change. Let's not be afraid of change. Let's face this change together, and we will be stronger when we get to the other side. I would like to close this with some quotes that I found. Be change that you wish to see in the world, Mahatma Gandhi. Life is a series of natural, spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. Lao Tzu. Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. George Bernard Shaw. Blessed be, amen, and namaste.
I just wanted to mention, as you all know, Dominique is starting this week. The choir could not be more excited. So this song is dedicated to him, in honor of him. It's called, the actual name is My Life Flows On, but we all know it as How Can I Keep From Singing? We have hobbled along now for 7 months, and managed to kind of sort of keep singing, but we expect amazing change now that he's here.
Before we do the offering, there's one more announcement, that there's going to be a transition meeting after the worship, and it is a remake of the first transition meeting, but everybody is welcome. This is the time in our service where we now take an offering that allows us to exercise all important generosity of spirit, an offering that will support the self-supporting church and its many ministries. The gifts of the congregation will be most gratefully received. Each month we have a share of the plate, and this month the share of the plate is a designated nonprofit. The share of the plate for the month of March is the Reno Food Systems partner with Washoe County Regional Parks, an open space, and operates a 5-acre vegetable farm at the northeast corner of the park along Mayberry Drive. This teaching campus offers their farm interns hands-on experience growing high-density organic crops in northern Nevada in the arid climate. For those of us that are present together today, we will be passing the basket. For those on Zoom, you can do your offering by text. Thank you for your generosity. Now let the offering begin. the word of fellowship, which is helping people in love, truth, justice, and joy, we dedicate ourselves, and these are offering.
Okay, I'm going to try to extinguish. Nathan, could you help me out here, please? So while he tries to do that, I will try to say some words. Change about us, around us. And again, change, thank you. Change about us, around us, within us, between us, in our communities, our neighborhoods, and our beloved faith communities. May we each find a balance point we need as we move through every changing world. The balance between the old and the new, between the known and the unknown, between the familiar and perhaps bold and risky possibilities that might be there waiting for us in the future. Now, if we could all stand as best you can for the benediction. And once again, I would like to try something that we used to do 10,000 years ago. We used to hold hands with one another. But if you can't do the hand holding, if you do this, that will be okay. That will be fine. So I don't have anybody to hold hands, so. Oh. I'm back here. Can you hear me? Be true, be well, be loving. We leave this Be true, be well, be loving. We leave this gathered community, but we do not leave our connections, our concerns, our cares for each other, our service to each other, to the world, and to our faith continues until we are together again. Friends, be strong, be well, be true, be loving. Our worship is over. May our service begin. Amen. I must stay. Don't have a great music. Come on. Stay in place. Come on. We have great music. Don't go.
I promise it'll be worth it. Just get up and dance if you're so inclined.
There is cake in the gathering room to welcome Dominic to our community. So please grab some cake on your way out before going to the transition team meeting.